The Dallas City Council approved an update to its anti-discrimination ordinance. Not one person spoke to the council in opposition. The amendment clarifies the city's existing ordinance so that gender identity is clearly defined, and it bans discrimination against transgender people living and working in Dallas.
It's a simple change. We knew it when you voted on it in 2002. We would need to make this change, and here we are 13 years later.
I'm also proud of our citizens of Dallas in supporting all this.
But some complained after the vote, comparing this to a failed Houston measure, which was boiled down to which bathroom a transgender person chooses to use. A group called Texas Values Action claims the Dallas ordinance would allow men in women's bathrooms, a claim city officials called untrue. Fox 4's Richard Ray is at City Hall tonight with more on this battle of words. Rich, that actually included a Twitter spat between a city councilman and a state senator, right?
Good evening, Heather. You're absolutely right. It is a sign of the times, a social media spat between City Councilman Philip Kingston and State Senator Don Huffines, with Kingston accusing Huffines on Twitter of lying.
Men in women's bathrooms, and I don't think that's good for the families of Dallas.
The Dallas City Council and amendment supporters are adamant that they've simply made a tweak to the language in what is an anti-discrimination ordinance, not a bathroom ordinance, to distinguish between the terms sexual orientation and gender identity and expression, which were grouped together as sexual orientation when the ordinance was passed in 2002.
I can't quite understand how people have the idea that this has any particular effect on how the bathroom works at all.
State Senator Don Huffines got the Twitter ball rolling. LGBT ordinance was rushed through with almost no public review. This is Obama and Pelosi style sneak attack governance.
And he said there hadn't been public process, which is insane. This thing has been under public discussion for a year.
When Huffines tweeted, "Houston voters soundly said no to men in women's bathrooms. Dallas new sneak attack LGBT ordinance must be repealed and carefully reviewed." Kingston replied on Twitter, "Went through a year of public discussion and makes no change to the existing public policy of Dallas. Stop lying."
I didn't get any response. I was thinking we might have a little contretemps there, but no luck.
I'm not going to get involved in personalities or anything like that in politics. I try not to, because like I just said, it's important that we have a calm civil discourse on this issue.
Senator Huffines fully expects that the same kind of public debate that derailed the Houston ordinance will unfold here.
I don't think it has been fully vetted. I think the ordinance in Houston has been fully vetted, and that was defeated 61-39 just last week.
It really has no relationship to the Houston ordinance. I would say, though, that if there are any LGBT people, taxpayers, or business owners in Houston who feel the slightest bit uncomfortable, you're more than welcome in Dallas.
This is also reminiscent of the battle we had about a year ago in Plano, a petition drive there, a lot of public debate about transgender men in women's bathrooms, but Plano went ahead and passed that ordinance, one very similar, the one that's been on the books here in Dallas for over a decade, similar to those in Fort Worth and San Antonio and Austin. Heather?
All right, so Rich, and the whole thing about men in women's bathroom, true or false?
Well, again, supporters are adamant that this is about ending discrimination in housing and public accommodations and employment. But I think it is fair to say that if Caitlyn Jenner wanted to use the women's restroom under this ordinance and thousands others like it around the country, Caitlyn Jenner could use the women's bathroom, and women who identify as men could use the men's.
Okay. Richard Ray, live. Thank you.